Hey everybody, I hope your day has been going well. I wanted to get in here. I call some of these minutes of motivation, whatever you might want to call it. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the power of the tongue. I made a video on this maybe like a month ago, but I took it down because it wasn't all the way right. So I've been thinking about this a little bit more and actually reading more about it. Um, so I just wanted to talk about like how powerful the tongue is, and I think that we don't really realize how powerful the tongue actually is, because we're so used to talking to one another, and we've been talking our whole lives, and a lot of times we say things jokingly. However, we have to be careful because our tongue speaks things into existence, and you have to be careful of things that you say. And with that, the tongue has the power to speak life and death, and that is very huge. Um, and I remember growing up, the the little saying used to be, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me." And that cliche or that saying is so false. I mean, it's the biggest lie that anybody could have ever told. And I know we use that to try to guard our feelings and things like that. But words can cut very deep. I mean, you get hit with a stick, you might get a scratch or whatever, bleed a little bit, but then your body eventually heals itself. When it comes to words, I mean, we're getting into emotions that could take a long time to heal. And some words stick with people for a long time. We see so many adults walking around still wounded from words that somebody has said to them, maybe as a child. Like maybe, their parents always spoke down on them, told them they would never be nothing, told them they were stupid, ugly, whatever the case may be, some negative words that they're still carrying around, and have now molded their lives, or they're stuck in the rut because of something that was said by someone, and now they feel less than, and now they feel insecure about themselves, and they lack confidence within themselves because of what someone has said to them or has instilled in them. And I heard a saying that the words that are sown into someone, that person will reap those words later. So if we're instilling negative words into ourselves, instilling negative words into our children, those words are eventually going to reap later into our lives or into the person's lives. And a lot of times as parents, we might make a mistake, like if the parent is mad at the other parent, and then they're saying to the child, "You're so stupid, you act just like your daddy, you're going to be just like your daddy, who ain't nothing, he ain't worth nothing." As long as we keep telling our sons that, then in their minds they're thinking, "I'm like dad, I'm like dad, I can't be anybody else." At that moment, we're making that child their dad, and that shouldn't be the case. First of all, we should not speak bad about the other parent in front of our kids, but anyway, that's another video. But as long as we keep instilling those words, that's all that child is going to think about, is, "I'm like this person who mom doesn't like." And so now that child is not feeling like mom does not like me either, because she keeps referring to this person that she doesn't like, and now she's saying that I'm like that person. So now that child, in their mind, all they know is that they're like that person. Or another example would be, how we speak to ourselves as well. That's very important, because you have to be your own cheerleader. And if you do not believe in yourself, or have high expectations for yourself, or think positive about yourself, then you cannot expect for anybody else to see that in you, although people do. And then, as the Bible says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So your thoughts of yourself, or what you're thinking, that's the person who you carry yourself out to be. And then that's also the person that you think everybody else sees, also, although that might not be the case. But in your mind, that's what everybody else sees. So start speaking positive words about yourself. Speak positive words about others, even enemies. I mean, people we may not like. Be careful of the words that you say, because again, you can speak things into existence, and we should not hate anyone to the point of where we're wishing something bad on them. All we could do is pray for our enemies and pray for our hearts to forgive our enemies. Um, but just remember, speak positive over yourself, speak positive over your children, encourage yourself, encourage your children, and be careful of the things that you say.